you doing? Blessings to Imbolc in the Southern Hemisphere and to Lammas in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm going to jump straight into a collective message today with my Light Seers Tarot deck, because I find that these shows just go so fast. And, at the time when I'm live, it really... time just seems to stand still because before I know it, bang, 15 minutes is gone. All right, here we go. So here is the collective message for those who are either watching or listening or stumble across this later. Hopefully this resonates for you. The Nine of Swords. I shouldn't have said hopefully, because guess what? The Nine of Swords is not the nicest card in the deck. But look, it can be in a way, because look, the Nine of Swords represents, I mean, if you can see the picture there, there's a woman kneeling there, crying, upset, really struggling with her emotions at the moment. And this can link to things like, sleep latency, insomnia, and, when you're trying not to think about stuff, but you can't help it. Everything just plays over and over in your mind. It's that kind of feeling, really. But it's good in a way because it's catharsis. You're letting out your emotions, and often it's a temporary thing, that you might be going through. So, of course, with anything with mental health, if you're struggling, reach out to support networks, those around you, or there might be a line you can call or something like that if you're not comfortable talking to someone, all that sort of stuff, because you got to put mental health first. And I think the thing with the Nine of Swords is too, I see this as a little bit of a premonition card, because what follows in the deck, in the journey of the story of the tarot, is the Ten of Swords, and it's always a life lesson, as painful and difficult as what it can be. It comes back to you as an individual on whether or not you're going to embrace that lesson as something positive, that you can be enlightened from. Now, or you can choose to repeat the same lessons over and over until it kind of clicks. But here we go. We've got Paige from Alabama on the phone. How are you, Paige?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. I was just explaining the message of the Nine of Swords, and it's probably one of the, I don't like to see, any tarot card as being negative, because I think they all have their purpose, but the Nine of Swords is probably one of the worst cards in the deck that I pulled for the collective message. So hopefully whoever it resonates for, that they're able to let, keep letting things out and turn to those support networks if needed. Now, what can I do for you, Paige?
Anything. I just want to know how I'm doing and whatever you got.
No worries. So, look,
yeah,
I'm
just
happy
worried
to...
about... I'm sorry?
I was just sort of saying, if you like, I can do you a general spread and we can unpack as we go. And if you have any questions, you can jump in and ask me. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, certainly. Thank you.
Awesome, Paige. All right. Well, I'm just focusing now. Now, the Empress was on the bottom of the deck there before I started shuffling, and she's the goddess of fertility. So she can also represent the mother of the deck. Do you happen to have children?
No, I do not. Not any longer.
No. There's a very motherly energy there with the Empress. So here we go. There's the Nine of Swords. There's the Six of Pentacles.
I lost her.
Right. So that could be that. I'm sorry to hear that. That's I often pay attention to the card that's on the bottom of the deck before I start shuffling for a reader. For the querent, because especially if it's a major arcana card, it often captures big life themes, of what's going on. And with the Empress, she is a very motherly energy. She can represent fertility, pregnancy. She can also represent new beginnings of a project or something like that. And given that she was at the bottom of the deck, if you've been thinking about mum a lot lately, or whether or not she might be showing you little signs or something like that. But I've got other cards here that have come out, and I've pulled out the Nine of Swords and the Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant, and this is all sort of integrating with your biggest energies at the moment, Paige. And the Knight of Swords is an energy. It's quite fast-paced, but it's steadfast in determination of, not letting anything hold you back, okay? It's it can represent the energy of a male in your life, someone maybe 20s to 40s in age group normally, but if it's more about you, it's about that sheer perseverance of pushing on through the marshes of difficulty and confusion and challenges and dilemmas that, day-to-day life can bring, but keeping that goal in sight. And sorry, did you say something?
Yeah. No, I said yeah because I got a lot
Yeah. So
going
this is a
on.
card that often reminds you to keep the bigger picture in focus, that outcome in focus, where are you going? What are you wanting? And really trying to hone in on that outcome, because that's what the Knight of Swords will do. The Knight of Swords will go through all this stuff and keep pursuing their goal and what they want and that outcome. And next to the Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant here, this is a really nice energy for you, Paige, because this shows it's a very reciprocal give and flow energy. And earlier I was saying the importance of turning to support networks. And this is going to be applied to you. Don't be afraid to ask for
Hmm.
support, and don't be afraid to ask for help, because I'm picking up, especially with the energy of the Knight of Swords, whilst you, are quite steadfast and you might, have quite a clear vision on what you want to happen, things will pile up and pile up, and you're probably somebody who doesn't like to say no very often and all that sort of stuff. But now it's your turn
Yeah.
to utilize support from others, and that's the meaning of these two cards. So the Six of Pentacles means that it's give and take, that all the support you've given others, you know what, it's a good sign that it's going to come right back to you when you need it most, because the Hierophant's here, and the Hierophant's someone who I mean, he's a bit of a spiritual teacher, the Hierophant, but this can also be an organization or a community even that follows tradition and structures and things like that. And this is where you might find, let me see here. You've got the King of Wands here and the Eight of Cups. So I'm not connecting that so much with that energy, but what I'm feeling is the easiest way for you to move forward here with everything going on for you is to turn to your support networks, okay? And your friends
Okay.
or family, or even
Right.
an organisation that might. Sorry.
Right.
Right. Oh, sorry. You were just
Okay.
agreeing with me, were you? Sorry, I thought you were asking me a
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
Or
Nah.
an organisation or something like that, to seek the support you need to get through. Um, Now, have you recently had a breakup with someone or an argument with someone, a male possibly, with the King of Wands energy? Can I ask that?
No.
Okay, because this
No.
signifies the Eight of Cups means walking away, often from a relationship, okay, and being right next to the
Mhm.
King of Wands. That would be walking away from the energy of the King of Wands. Okay, these cards actually came out last week from
Okay.
memory, but anyway, the King of Wands is
Okay.
typically a male. Okay, kind of a bit older, 40s onwards. Not to say 40s old, but you know what I mean. He's sort
Mm.
of
I
he's got
wish
some
I
life
was.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he often does represent a man in your life, okay? And so the Eight
Okay.
of Cups represents emotional leave takings, either from a relationship with him, or if he's more of a metaphorical energy, it can mean that you've left some things behind that it could even be a career thing, like if you've started a career project and with the business success of the King of Wands, maybe that's something you've walked away from. So I'm not quite sure why he's come out. I'll keep going and
Hmm.
I'll keep
Okay.
unpacking a little bit more for you there, Paige. Do you have any questions like
Okay.
that you'd like me to specifically
Yeah.
dive into?
My daughter, um, who passed away at 27, and my health.
Oh, your
Oddly enough, you
health.
said fertility, and I'm having a hysterectomy on Friday.
Okay. Well, that would signify the energy of the Six of Pentacles. So what are you wanting to know about? Are you wanting to know the outcome of your surgery? Is that what I'm getting, or you want to know more
Yeah,
about your
and
daughter?
yeah, 'cause I want to know more about my daughter, and anything I have lots of things going on health wise that I'm concerned with a whole
Yeah.
lot. And then my daughter, passed away a few years back, so
I reckon
I'm
that's
worried
why the
about her.
Empress came out.
Yeah,
Remember how the Empress came
because I
out
don't
at the
have any other
beginning?
children.
Yeah, so I reckon, she could even be trying to contact you here. I'll just quickly, there's heartbreak here though. Look at that. That's acknowledging the grief and everything and that you're going through. Look, I've got the Nine of Pentacles and I've got the Nine of Cups here. In relation to health, this is a good sign. Okay. So this is an
Okay,
indication that as far as surgeries go, all right, I'll pull one more card for clarity. Again, the Lovers came
okay,
out. That's interesting. Um, the Five of Cups and the Justice card and the Knight of Wands. So the Five of Cups is acknowledging grief, loss, sadness. Justice next to the Knight of Wands would signify there that you could have some legal stuff going on actually with another party here. Look, I'm getting green lights for the surgery stuff. It's got a lot of mixed energy there with your page. I'm picking up on relationship stuff mostly, but look, I'll see what else is going on here. Let's see. Let's see if your daughter wants to come through. I am quite getting shivers, and this is normally happens for me when there's a message that they're trying to say something. The Ten of Cups is beautiful. That's acknowledging love, family, relationships. Ace of Cups is beautiful too. That's a pure soul love. The two of Wands and the Victory. The biggest messages that these cards would mean would be life's too short. Okay, get this surgery done. If you've had plans and aspirations to do something, which is what would make sense with the King of Wands actually and the Eight of Cups, you've had to sort of put on hold or leave because of the fact that you've been unwell. But the strongest message would be the love, the happy memories, the good times. Remember those. Remember the things you always talked about doing and wanted to do. Okay, there's the Two of Wands and the Six of Wands, and that would mean that you can make these things happen. And that's something that should be cheering you on for over the other side. I'm sorry, I must get going there, Paige. It was quite a mixed energy reading for you today, but look, turn to support networks where you can, and all best with your surgery. It's looking like a good outcome. And as for everyone else, I will be back same time next week. So thanks, Paige. Thanks for the honour of doing a reading with you. Bless be.